Income, job, and education are good for looking people's social standing. Sociologists divide classes to five: upper middle, and lower class. Upper class owns major share of goods. It includes money got from their parents. Forbes 400 said half of upper class got their wealth by parents. Upper middle class is who with high income and education. Wait. Upper middle class lifestyle is usually similar with middle class. Middle class is the majority of people. Almost all normal people are in middle class. Lower middle class are usually working by their normal middle class people are usually working by their body. It includes firefighter, police, and etc. Lower class are poor people that have no or minimum wage job. 10% of them work always. 10% of them work always.
Okay. Benefits.
Article there's
1 point will be granted for this.
when
1 point will be granted.
the article there's a social class explains the organization, socialists, and how the USA uses the method of someone hiring another or someone being hired from someone else. And it also tells how education and money usually identify someone most of the time, because out of 400 rich companies or people, half of them usually come from a rich family, and always all of them has a good education. So this the most the main idea for this article is that educational and money from family usually affects how rich someone is.
It kind of determines the class you are in, right? Okay. Please.
In the society, there are layers model of stratification, and there are many classes of I confused. Sociology describes the class system in the United States as divided into several classes. There are upper class, upper middle class, low class, low middle class, low class. Upper class is most of their wealth is inherited. Upper middle is included with high income and good education, and middle class is good education and good income and good education too, and low middle class is low income and not so good education, and low class is bad income and bad education. Underclass is mostly beggar.
Okay. Good job.
I just tried.
Okay. You tried it. Okay. So it pretty much means that upper class, right, is usually made up of
rich and educated.
The people who inherited a fortune from their parents. So their being rich has very little to do with their efforts or whatever they spend in their lives, right? So it is very unlikely that the people who are born into a poor family get into the upper class in their lifespan, right? Why is that?
Because if then they
Why
get-
do you think it is very unlikely for people who are born into poor family, like a poor family under class, okay, gets into the class of upper top 5%?
Rich people usually get their, like, start off with money, and like if you want to be like IBM, they have lots of technology, and the first way to get the technology is by buying them. And with poor people, it's like hard because it's like a two decisions. It's either be rich or take the risk of borrowing money, because it could be a failure and they get bankrupt. So
Okay.
that's why rich people.
Okay. What about you? Let me see
Because,
how much you know about economy. You are good at
Because
economy.
like lower class, like before said, they got lower education, so they have less like chances to go up. But even they try hard, but they can go up to middle class because like in upper class you get like only who hires people can go to upper class because like 2080. So if we want to start job, we need money, but we don't have enough money to not we but they they don't have enough money to start job and hire people like very big, so they can go up to upper class. So it's hard.
So what you're saying is, in order for one to be into the upper class, you have to hire a certain amount of people
Yes.
under you, right?
Certain amount of money to start like job.
Yeah, hiring people is like a number one priority of being in the class of upper class, right? Okay. Good job, which makes sense. And then what about you? Why do you think it is very, very unlikely for the person who were born into a poor family move up to the upper class in their lifetime? That is what it says, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when they get, have job, they have to they must have good like knowledge, like they because if they want go upper class, they have to smart, but they're poor, so they get bad education, like they can't like study because they're very poor, and sometimes older brother have to on because others that already like poor guys. I don't know.
Okay. Actually, I don't know the answer. I don't really, but one thing for sure is that being a rich has a lot to do with what kind of education you get, right? But in order for you to get good education, it requires a certain amount of money, which is usually paid by your parents, right? So that is like one of the reasons for that, and the other reason could be, I'm not saying it is, okay, could be, okay? Could be that these days money makes money, which means you just invest, like a big lump sum of money into one company, then the people working for the company will make the money for you. So you don't really have to work for your money's growth, okay? Which, I don't know if I'm not, able to say that or not to you, but that is true that we have to meet, okay?